So we have what I believe is a very interesting video for you today, and we're going to get to that in just a minute. But I got to watch a guy who is very good at what he does work his magic, and it was fascinating. It really was. So we're going to get into that in just a minute. But I like anything or anyone that's good at what they do and they're passionate about what they do. Same thing can be said for Camel City Mill socks, a fantastic American-made product. They're made right down in North Carolina. And for those of you that have procrastinated and not gotten your own Camel City Mill socks, your procrastination has actually paid off, because right now they're having their biggest sale of the year. You can save up to 40% on these Camel City Mill socks. And if you don't believe me when I tell you how great these things are, read through some of the comments from people that have bought these. They keep my feet comfortable. I put my boots on each day about, I don't know, 5 o'clock in the morning. They come off 8:30, 9 o'clock at night, and my feet feel great. This is a huge part of it. They wick sweat. They keep your feet warm in the wintertime, cool in the summertime. They stay up. There's nothing worse than when your socks don't stay up. These do. Great product. Perfect time to finally get on board and have feet that are as happy as mine. Save up to 40% on my favorite work socks from Camel City Mill with their biggest sale of the year. Link in the description. So welcome back to Outdoors with the Morgans. It is a chilly morning today. Good news, bad news scenario. First, the bad news. I got a small little dent in the hood of the F600. And I don't know how it happened. I'm not sure. I think it may have been there when I bought the truck and nobody noticed it, or it could have got hit with a limb off of a tree. I'm not sure. I have no idea, actually. And it's just a small little dent, and it's on like the crease. And it's not the end of the world, but I'd like to get it fixed, which is where the good news is. I'm taking it down to Vermeer in Zillionople, PA. Those are the guys that ceramic coated Melissa's Expedition. And they looked at it and they think they may be able to get it out with like a dent puller. I don't know how they do it. I don't know if they can do it or not. If they cannot do it, I'm not going to worry about it. I'm not going to spend a bunch of money on a tiny little dent. It is just a dump truck, but I'd like to get it fixed if I can. And I'm also, this is kind of weird, I'm going to get my dump truck ceramic coated. Just a cab. I want this to be a 10-year truck at least, and I'm so happy with how Melissa's Expedition turned out. It just stays clean. It does. And occasionally when you do wash it, you pretty much just spray it off and it looks like new. So I want to get the dump truck done. I want to get the dent fixed, and hopefully it'll all work out. All right, pulling into Vermeer Custom Paint and Collision. All right, so this is Brett with Vermeer. I was telling them on the way down, you did the Expedition for us, the ceramic coating, and everything that you told me was true. I washed that thing maybe 3 or 4 times since we had it done. It's a good color too, but it just stays clean. Water just sheet flows right off of it. But what are we going to do with the dump truck here?
We're going to do the same thing. We're going to clean it, paint correct it, and we're going to ceramic coat it, make it easy to keep clean.
And we're going to try to fix that little dent in the hood.
Yeah, we have our Paintless dent guy coming here in a little bit, and he's going to try and get the dent out of the hood, which I think he'll be able to. He does some pretty cool stuff.
It's right on a crease. That's why I wasn't sure if he could do that or not.
I sent him pictures, and he said it shouldn't be a problem. So
this time of year, you're having a lot of deer collisions, huh?
A lot. Yeah, we have a shop full of them right now.
Pennsylvania, I think, is probably the top, if not one of the top states for deer collisions.
At least every week we get 3 or 4 or 5 of them in here. It's crazy. So
let's show them this one you got over here. So this is an Audi R8.
Yeah, this one the deer actually ran into the driver's side of it. So if you look at the other side, there's no door on it.
These have a V10 in them. Hit right on the door?
Yep, ran right into it.
Oh man.
Blew out the window, blew out the mirror. Like, he was only going like 20 miles an hour down the road, and it just hit him, like T-boned him.
Wow.
Yeah.
Had something against Audis, maybe.
I guess. So he got lucky though.
So you had the door damaged, the glass. What else?
So the whole, like, there's like the scoop and the intercooler, the rocker. It basically just ripped it all off.
Yeah.
So,
what year is this one? Do you know?
I'm not 100% sure. The tags on the door.
And so you took all the panels off. Did you replacing everything or fixing it?
So we fixed the door. It'll be new rocker, new scoop, new intercooler. We'll have to paint this whole side of the car so everything matches. And then this car was completely satin PPF'd. So once it's all painted, it's going to get re-PPF'd and put back to new, and then it'll go back to the customer.
Yeah.
So I think we're going to paint the brakes and do some other stuff on this one for him, some upgrades. So he hasn't made his mind up yet.
So these actually have a trunk in the front.
Yeah, motors in the back.
Huh. Bet you these are fast, huh?
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, they're fun to drive.
Low to the ground. What do you have out in the showroom now, out front?
There's a McLaren and a Corvette out there.
I'll have to go out there and check them out.
And then down in the big shop, there's a bunch of cars down there. We'll just have to go down there and you can film.
So dump trucks usually aren't the norm down here, huh?
No, I'd say it's the first one we've done.
Really?
Yeah. We've done a lot of like pickup trucks and stuff, but not a dump truck. You'll be the first.
This is, like, we're just doing the cab, but I want that to be a 10-year truck. I want to take care of it.
Yeah.
I think it's money well spent on that.
Yeah, absolutely.
It'll look great with that red, too.
Yeah. Make it nice and shiny and protect it, make it easier for you to clean.
Yeah.
So, yeah, absolutely. Good. We got it. It was brand new, had 23 miles on it. Tore it completely apart. Did tons of aftermarket parts. It's got rift fenders, 1016 hood, 1016 front bumper, 1016 side skirts, rift rear bumper, diffuser, 1016 wing.
What's 1016? I don't want to.
It's the company that makes the carbon. Same with Rift. It's just two different manufacturers. Then we painted the whole car this satin gray.
That's a beautiful color.
Then motor work wise, it has turbo inlets, downpipes, full titanium exhaust, intercooler piping. It's like 1100 horsepower on 100 octane. 1100 horsepower. Yeah. Oh my. So then it's got AL13 wheels. So it's normally here most of the time. Just when you were down here last time, I don't remember what we had. No, that wasn't here. Yeah. There was like a Lamborghini. And then there was a Camaro. And that Camaro. Yeah. Yep. So, and then the Corvette's a customer's car. We're doing a different style wing on it, full exhaust, and a few other upgrades. We're just waiting on parts to get here. Well, I love that color on this. Yeah, it's off of a Ferrari. I can't remember how to pronounce the name, but it's a Ferrari color. And then we did PPG's satin clear on it. Isn't it interesting? A lot of the high-end cars now are going with like the flat colors and stuff. And you can get a lot of regular cars in satin colors. I mean, they make them in Kias, Hyundais, like all kinds of stuff. So it's a trend, I guess. Yeah, so. It used to be yellows and reds and bright colors. And and then these things. I don't know if I've ever been up close to a McLaren. Wow. That's something else right there. We painted on the doors, I want to go fast. I want to go fast. From Talladega Nights. Yeah. I was asking Scott here about, Scott's the Dent guy, and from what, I had no idea, but you travel around wherever there's hailstorms, go to dealerships.
Body shops, standalone locations.
This is your world right here. Yeah. Just talking to you for a few minutes, I'm fascinated. But my question is, like aluminum body Fords, what's that like compared to a steel body for dents?
It's a pain in the butt. Aluminum is lighter, which is why they put them on the vehicles. Aluminum is stiffer. So for every push I do on steel, I have to do probably 3 pushes on aluminum. Really? That's just an easy way to equate it because it's a stiffer material. It also shears a lot quicker. You've seen videos of some of the F-150s where the bed sides get sheared off from too much concrete blocks in the back. It has a point where it wants to tear away. The manufacturers use it because it makes their trucks lighter. That's it.
Yeah.
That's the only reason. I personally hate working on it, but I can.
Yeah.
And I don't own any vehicles that are full aluminum right now for that reason, because I hate working on them.
That's interesting. And everything, a lot of it all comes down to fuel standards. Anything that they can do to lighten things up, I
believe it was either 500 or 600 pounds when they switched the F-250s, the Super Duties, from steel to aluminum. They saved 500 or 600 pounds. My joke would always be you could take me and him and not put us in the back seat and do the same exact weight savings. So, you know, I understand it, but I hate. I like steel.
Yeah, you like steel.
Yeah. Interesting. It's a whole different world.
Yeah.
Like parts replacement and, you know, doing bedsides on trucks, you know, you're gluing and riveting.
Gluing and riveting. You have to, if you know, with the Ford, you have to have, you know, the special rivets. If you don't have them, they have regular ones you can use that they approve, but they look like crap in the taillight pockets where the areas are exposed.
So where's the farthest you've traveled for like hail damage?
Probably a town called Timaru, New Zealand.
New Zealand?
Yeah, South Island.
So literally if they get like a hailstorm, someone will call you over it.
Yeah, I knew there was a guy that I did some work with. I used to work for a big company called Dent, and he was a former manager for Dent that happened to be in charge of Australia and New Zealand. Well, doesn't work for them anymore. Had a hailstorm, gave us a call. We took a run and went. It wasn't the retiring storm we thought it was going to be, but I made good money, and it was weird spending Christmas Day in the Southern Hemisphere.
Yeah.
You know, on the beach. So
you've been to a whole bunch of different countries doing this?
Yeah. I had a Canadian work visa. I've worked in Mexico. I worked a ton of provinces in Canada. I've worked in France. I've worked in Germany. I went to China, worked in Shanghai for a deal with Honda. What was that like? It was awesome.
Really?
Yeah, I really liked Shanghai a lot. I was there twice, and then I did go to Beijing right after the Olympics for 3 or 4 days to clean up a couple cars, and
that's crazy. How about like Dubai? Well, they probably don't get hail there.
They get some work down through there. I know. I have friends that have worked. They say they had a big storm in Algeria. I wanted to go because it was on the Mediterranean. They sort of went for people that didn't look like me.
Yeah.
That stick out like a sore thumb in some of those areas.
Right.
I know guys, I want to say I knew some guys that worked in Dubai. There were cars that were damaged in Europe but got shipped.
Yeah.
That's what happens sometimes too, is they will put the cars on a boat with the damage on them. The cars that we worked on in China were Acuras, made in Ohio.
Really?
They were damaged in a storm in California, got put on a boat, sent over, and then they put us in a warehouse. And
there's like a whole world out there I didn't even know existed. You know? That's crazy. So I don't know if you guys can see. It's just a tiny little dent right there on the crease.
Yeah. Stand out.
Yeah. Yep.
All right.
Do you ever have a situation where the paint will like crack or flake when you're trying to do dents?
Aluminum, it can happen. Paints are water-based now.
Yeah.
So you'll see, actually, I'll find that, especially with aluminum, by heating it, it seems to work better with the paint. Almost, I don't want to say it liquefies it, but it just makes
softens it a little.
Softens it a little bit. So, believe it or not, this thing was created to hold an umbrella when you're working outside.
Yeah.
And I saw it, was like, oh, this is going to work perfect for a heat gun.
The TSA ever ask you all about all this stuff you're traveling with?
They've been a few times. They open it up at customs. They're like, what is this?
Yeah.
And they explain. And I know when we went to New Zealand, we shipped our stuff over because we still hadn't had our visas, so we didn't want to show up in country and be like, we're here to work. So we had to get over there with our, we shipped our stuff, and then we got our visas while we were there. And always try to be on the up and up with them because nobody wants to get put in a work camp or deported.
Right. Wouldn't be fun.
No. Okay. All right. I'll get my hood prop. Should be fine there. Let's see if this is going to be high enough. Well, explain to people what I do. It's not brain surgery as far as, you know, but when you tell people that you push dents out of cars, and without having to paint it, they tend to look at you a little cross-eyed.
Yeah.
How's that work? Let's see. All over. Good.
Now, what'd you put underneath there?
This is one of the tools that I'll use to push it out with. And I try not to drill any holes, so I'm accessing through this big spot right here.
Yeah.
And I'll use this tool to get this upper area.
How do you learn how to do this without screwing a bunch of stuff up in the process?
Well, I was trained, again, I was trained by a company called Dent Wizard, and they're the biggest paintless dent removal company in the world. They're quite large. They have a big training facility in St. Louis, and they had a bunch of old flood cars.
Yeah.
That were totaled, brand new cars that they gave us to work on to keep putting dents in. They had doors off of wrecked cars that were put on stands that we could work on, and then got thrown to the wolves. You know, after 2 months, I came out and got handed a phone book and said, "Here you go."
Yeah.
You know, that was my client list.
So you wear glasses to see far away, but up close you take them off.
Yeah.
I'm the opposite. Yeah.
So if I'm working on like a big like your expedition,
Yeah.
the roof on that, if I'm doing the hail domes on that, and I try to, you know, with the ribs in them, you want to work it from the back, have to have my glasses, if, you know, when they got hail that far away from me. But
This is the coolest thing I've seen in a long time. I'm not kidding. I had no idea how you do this, and I thought you used like a dent puller or something like that.
there are different methods. We have a glue pull method that we use. You know, easy way to describe it. You almost use like craft glue. Put them on these plastic tabs, put a slide hammer, pull the metal that way.
But you on that crease, that wouldn't do anything, right?
Yeah, on a steel one, I could get it to work some, but when you ever have a body line that's pushed in, you always want to be able to push it in if you can.
Yeah. What's the most cars you've ever done in one spot? Like say a big hailstorm or something, car dealership somewhere?
I was part of a crew. We went to Leipzig, Germany to do a job for BMW. The cars were hit in Munich. They couldn't get us the work visas to work in that region of Germany, but they could get them in Leipzig. BMW had a facility in Leipzig, a big old railhead, so they put all the cars on trains, took 8,000 of them.
Really?
Yeah. These are cars that had never left the factory. They were hit at the factory. They hadn't even left the factory. We did a few thousand in Detroit for Chrysler. They got hit in the holding yard getting ready to put in the truck. But the BMW job was probably the biggest one. They had 60 technicians there, and we were there 6 weeks. We knocked out a lot of cars.
That is crazy.
actually hitting out around the outside of the dent. Imagine when you hit water, what's it do?
Yeah.
Metal,
so it raises up around the dent.
It makes a little wave.
Okay.
And sometimes you need to get that wave knocked down. Get some heat back on that again.
So not a fan of the aluminum. I kind of figured.
Yeah, they're not fun. But that's what all the manufacturers are using now.
That's the most interesting thing I've seen in a month, believe it or not. Maybe it's just me, but I find this, anybody that's good at what they do, it just interests me. And that's pretty cool right there.
I still like it. I don't like the car business, especially dealing with used car managers. You know,
yeah.
The dealership aspect is no fun. They want everything done for nothing.
Right.
Body shops appreciate your work more. Retail customers appreciate your work more. The money's better, obviously, but
yeah.
And I don't have a large local contingency of dealerships that I have to service every week, which is one of the reasons that I will take the time to do some of the stuff that the other guys don't want to do. It's not that it's not even necessarily that they can fix it or can't fix it. It's literally a time crunch for them because they have 3 or 4 more dealerships that want them to be there yesterday.
You literally just worked that from every single little spot, top down, bottom up, and just shaped it back into place is what you did.
Essentially what.
There's no popping it back out.
No.
You're shaping it all back into place.
And that's what, most people, like, they had TV commercials where they were selling that Pops Dent thing for a while back a few years ago. And,
yeah.
Everybody just thinks, oh, it just pops right back out. No, you have to rebuild. I mean, I hate to use the word sculpt, but that's
what you're doing.
We're resculpting it back out to its original shape as close as we can. And with the idea, if we can keep the original texture of the paint as close as possible. Aluminum, like especially something like this, we'll have to do a quick wet sand and buff when we're done, just to sort of clean it up a little bit.
They're actually going to ceramic coat this one, so they'll be doing that too. When you're
okay.
done.
Is this yours?
Yeah.
That's what I thought, but
they don't get dump trucks in here too often.
No. Along the body line.
Maybe. Yeah.
Yeah. Now what I'll do is I'll do just a really little scuff and buff on it, and try to minimize.
What are you putting on there?
This is just it's basically sandpaper. Instead of wet sanding, this stuff you don't need to add water to it. And I just very lightly.
This was one of those dents where it's not like it's the end of the world, but every time you look out the windshield and the light hits in a certain way, you're like, there's that dent again. It's
like the door ding that is right underneath your door handle when you walk up to the car.
Yeah.
Yeah, you see it every time you get in the vehicle.
Yeah. Fantastic job. That's impressive.
Thank you.
Yeah. That is amazing. So once this is cleaned and done, you wouldn't, well, you can't tell now, but I'm saying you could say, where was this hood dented? And you would never know.
Great. That's the point.
That's the point. Nice job, man.
Thank you.
All right, I am pulling into the town of Zelienople, Back to Premier Custom Paint and Collision. I dropped my dump truck off here yesterday. I believe after Scott fixed the dent in the hood, they did the paint correction. Well, they washed it first, then they do a paint correction with a clay bar, and today they are applying the ceramic coating. And I want to stop down and check on that. Look at this car here. It's a Ferrari. You know what I like about this place? Well, there's a lot of things, but walking around in there and seeing them work on these cars, they treat every car the same way. Like whether it's a Ferrari or a McLaren or a Honda or a F600 dump truck, they put the same amount of care into every car, which is really nice. They do a really nice job on all the collision work. It's crazy. And like we were talking about yesterday, the deer strikes this time of year, they're just, it's non-stop. I mean, you see them laying along the roads everywhere, smashed up cars, and they got to be fixed. All right, this looks way better than the day that I got it. What do you have left to do on it?
Just the hood.
So you have the whole cab ceramic coated except for the hood?
Yep.
All right, I want to see that. I'm telling you, I don't even know if I want to use this anymore. It looks like it should be parked in a garage and just left alone. That looks beautiful.
Dump truck in a car show.
Dump truck in a car show. Boy, he did a nice job on that dent, didn't he?
Yeah, he did.
It's gone. What a difference. I didn't realize. Man, let's see how you put this on the hood.
Sure.
So what you did, you washed it very thoroughly.
Yep.
And then you did the clay bar on it, right?
We did the tar remover, iron remover, we clay barred it, and then we did a two-step paint correction.
Two-step paint correction. So you do it section by section, so you know.
I'll break it down in about 4 or 5 sections. This is a pretty big hood.
A little harder to reach on this than some of the supercars you do, huh?
Yeah, I need a ladder for this one. Yeah, so it's about 1 section right there. Let it sit for 20 seconds and then buff it off.
Is there a curing time on it at all?
20 seconds to do the wipe off, and then 12 hours before you can get it wet.
12 hours before you can get it wet?
Yep.
Okay. So this had those clean idle stickers on it, and I think you have to have them on if you're in California or something. I don't know, but how'd you get it off?
Gently heated it with a heat gun.
Yeah.
And honestly just took my thumb and just rolled it, and the glue just started to roll and peel back.
I've had troubles with some stickers. I've used heat guns and things like that, but I'm just not. Some guys can get them off real easy, but sometimes
we couldn't
they
even
can
get it off with a plastic razor.
Yeah. We were just talking, there's certain places on this truck, like right here. Maybe next time it comes down, we'll put that paint protection. What's it called?
PPF.
PPF. It gets hit right here quite a bit. But yeah, it looks better than new. It's crazy. And I was telling him the dent guy did a heck of a job on it, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. No more dent. Look.
I know, it's gone.
Yeah. That guy, he's good.
He really is.
Yes.
Everybody here. I was telling him in the parking lot, I said, one thing I like about this place, walking through here, you treat every car the same, whether it's a Honda or a Ferrari or a dump truck.
Right.
Yeah.
Treat it as if it was your own. It's kind of the motto. You know, I wouldn't want to fix anybody's car the way I wouldn't want mine fixed, you know.
Right.
So it's kind of what we do with it. Try and treat them all the same. You know, the customers are paying for a service, so everybody, no matter what they're doing, should get the same service.
Right.
So.
Well, it's thicker than what I thought.
Yeah. How many millimeters is it normally? 8.
So they're applying PPF on this Ford here. It is. It's thicker than what I thought it would be.
Yeah, 8 millimeters, what they just said.
8 millimeter.
So.
You use some kind of like a soapy mixture to put it on, or what do you?
Yeah, so in this bottle here, I have a Johnson & Johnson mixture. Basically, all water. Every installer is different. I specifically do like 3 big pumps out of a big bottle into this big bottle, and then my second bottle I have is pretty much all water, and then a different isopropyl alcohol. I use 70%. He uses 91.
Okay.
Just every installer is different and what they come up with. It depends on as far as temperature,
Right.
humidity. That all kind of plays a factor on what that mixture is going to be, you know, per day.
And all these pieces are kind of cut out, just oversized a little bit for the fenders, for the hood, and everything.
Exactly.
They bulk all the hoods though.
Typically, there might be a few Bentleys we pre-cut. That way the emblem is specific, still extending the edge, so we get that wrap like this hood.
Yeah.
We bulk this hood, we bulk that hood, meaning just take a sheet, put it on, and then we trim out and cut to a specific vehicle.
Right.
And then they use the plotted out stuff for all the other stuff.
Right.
So. But they have all that ready to go before they do the job. Like it's already.
Yeah.
They don't have to plot while doing it. They pre-plan everything.
Yep.
So.
Yeah, there is unfortunately times where there are, you know, let's say a brand new model comes out and they don't have that in the software yet, and then we'll have to get the cuts on and
Right.
take a blank sheet or whatever, but it really kind of depends, like whether it's the new cars or even old cars. Like there's a couple weird older cars that they just don't have software for. You know?
What's the toughest vehicle to do?
I mean, it's one of this. It's funny when you say that because
Like Jeep Wranglers can't be easy, right? Or are they?
they're not too bad.
Like the door hinges. I mean, you get so much stuff on those.
Yeah, which thankfully with the software kind of has its tips and tricks that has all kinds of weird little ways to innuendo around those to make it easier. But realistically, like all cars are the same. You figure it out. But the tougher thing would more or less be like really like 90-degree kind of stretches between, like you said, with Wranglers. Sometimes with the Gladiators, those painted fenders, those could be interesting. Same with the Broncos, those painted
Wagons.
G-Wagon would be,
G-Wagons are fun with that little middle trim piece in the middle of the
Your
doors and
least
stuff.
favorite car?
Oh, there is a grateful thing known as the G-Wagon tax for good reason.
yeah.
We had a customer who wanted to do a G-Wagon, and when he found out how much it was, he didn't want to do it anymore.
Yeah, they would be a pain.
Yeah.
So there's so much, because like the majority of these installs, everything's pre-cut or handled so that way there's no disassembly involved with the vehicle. But there's some like G-Wagons where you have to do disassembly, and the only way it's going to look fantastic. When you have a vehicle that expensive, you don't want to try to cut corners or
Right.
like that.
So like some of these cars, like when we did the Defender, the one that we painted the whole Defender, we kept all the door handles out, so that way when they PPF the full doors, because they wrapped that entire vehicle, it went down into the pockets instead of having cut lines inside it to just make it the cleanest. So it just really depends on what the customer wants.
Yeah.
You know, obviously, even going around things, they make it super clean, like with everything. It's not butchered up. You'll see, I've seen a lot of people do PPF and it stops short of the edges, patterns don't line up and all that stuff, and it looks terrible. Or you see like where they only do like the front part. You know, we don't do any of that.
It's crazy how it just disappears once you get it on there.
No pressure, Ed.
No,
No pressure. There's been about 100,000 people see
I'm
this.
used to this, you know.
So, but yeah, these guys do all of our PPF work here. So, I know you didn't get to see it when we did your wife's.
Yeah.
So,
It's very important that you start with alignment somewhere first. Typically, I use a bigger specific area that might be cut out, such as this.
Yeah.
Because this is pre-cut out. However, the way it's designed in the system might not be truly accurate. So I'll go back and trim all this to the edge and make sure that we don't have any warranties or comebacks.
A lot of people try to make the PPF do too much.
Correct.
And that's when it starts peeling up on edges.
Right.
Like, people think of it as like vinyl wrap, like where you can just wrap all the corners.
Yeah.
And PPF will not, like when you're going over the tight corners, it won't.
Right.
You
Yeah.
have to know what to do with it, so.
This is a dumb question, but what keeps it like actually? What makes it adhere to the truck that it does?
So there's actually adhesive backing, which is why it's on that sheet specifically, and why we have to use, you know, a soap solution.
Yeah.
To allow us to maneuver and put it in place.
So you have a certain amount of time to work a panel, or
There's really no time limit, which is kind of nice with PPF. And as you know, do this for many years, like we both have, it just becomes natural.
Yeah.
In that asset, but and then once you're ready to kind of put it in place, yes, you can go ahead and squeegee with the soap behind it. But I specifically work more with my alcohol. I'm a little bit different of an installer. So I'll spray mostly, you know, I'll spray the panel down with soap, spray my material with soap, and then I'll flush everything out with alcohol. And some people don't do that.
Right.
Does that make you have to move faster when you flush it with the alcohol?
Yes, because if you don't, you'll create dry spots, and you know, it's called silvering. You'll literally, kind of how this is doing right here, which there's still material, or you know, slip behind, as I call it, where if I go like that, it's so we're still clear. Sometimes, like in these corners, we want to let it just kind of dry out, and we'll go back, we'll hit it with our squeegee or a wet damp towel, and they'll sit right down. So I usually just let that go, because now I want to, again, I work faster, so I'm hitting everything with alcohol at the moment. And what I want to do is I want to get this stretched so we have a nice alignment here.
Yeah.
It extends up here to wrap in. We don't typically, like right here we'll wrap in because there's a very slight edge. Here we're going to want to just come to here because a lot of that's just going to want to peel back.
Right.
So this material is extended from this point, where this point is going to end up here.
If someone like me wasn't bothering you here, how long would it take you to do like a pickup like this?
We could typically have a full front done in anywhere between an hour and a half, maybe, at most, or I would say, you know, pretty quickly, to maybe 2 hours. And that's including tuck, heat, trim.
No, I wouldn't say that's what the average people do it, because
No,
I've seen a lot of people who do this, and I haven't seen anybody personally that does it as quick and as well as they do.
We have about 16 years experience combined.
Yeah.
So we've been doing this for
Just
some time.
like the Dent guy.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It just takes time to.
Well, it's just
Absolutely.
It's just
repetition.
Yeah.
This is one of those things that even when I was first learning, I could tell you, you know, book by book how to install film within a week, but it takes years to fully master the trade to be able to move smooth and efficiently. And
Right.
the biggest thing is, like you said earlier, is you got to know the film's boundaries and be able to work with it. Like when you're at a certain situation, like I know I can do this, stretch it here, can't stretch that much, all kinds of little things like that. It's just little things you pick up on as you're working.
I always say, how do you keep the fingerprints out from under it? Because they're handling the film.
Yeah.
His answer is clean hands.
Clean hands and moist hands.
Yeah, and it's honestly, it's in that slip solution. So whenever you're grabbing film, you keep your hands a little bit wet with the soap and stuff, and that way whenever you are transferring the film over, you don't want to like hold on to it and then hold it like this. You just want to like lightly keep kind of moving your fingers, so that way it doesn't get time for your fingerprint to embed into the adhesive layer on the back.
Right. Pretty cool. Well, the truck looks fantastic. It really does. I'm impressed. It does. I wasn't exaggerating. It looks way better than the day that I bought it. And they washed it and cleaned it up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But it looks way better.
Shiny.
It does. So everything you guys do besides the collision, you do the PPF, the ceramic coating, the detailing, customization. Anything else I'm missing?
I mean, we do pretty much everything you can think of. I think you hit it. We do a lot of collision work. We do a lot of custom paint work. We do a lot of detailing, PPF, paint correction, ceramic coating. We do wheels, tires, lift kits, lowering kits, tonneau covers. I mean, anything you can think of for Jeeps, trucks, Broncos. I mean, pretty much anything car related. We like to stick to newer stuff. Versus like old cars.
We're not going to do a whole restoration.
Yeah, we stay away from old cars just because it's so time consuming, and a lot of people, you know, it's just too much. Like, we like to be production and moving, so we try to stay with newer stuff. But I mean, pretty much anything you could think of, we do it.
Yeah, some of that old stuff people are working on for 2 years.
Yeah. Well, not only is it an exuberant amount of money and labor and all the things with it, but then you're also working on something so long that you just get tired of working on it.
Yeah,
you know, it's nice. Like, you've been in here a few times, you come in and you see there's regular cars, there's Ferraris, Lambos, McLarens. You never know. Like yesterday you were here and another Ferrari got delivered and it's already gone. You know, it just depends on what we're doing, you know.
Right.
So,
that keeps it fresh and interesting for you and your guys.
Yeah, that's why we like it.
Well, I appreciate it. It looks great.
Yeah.
I'm not going to run it. I mean, I'm not running that thing on salty roads this winter.
I wouldn't either. I mean, you want to keep it nice, and if you don't have to run it, don't run it. Because especially
trucks like that, there's so many places for that salt to get into. It's impossible to stop it, except don't drive it on salty roads.
So that's like my truck over there. Like, I got to take my wheels off because the salt will destroy those, and I don't want to drive it in the winter. I live 3 miles from here, so if it's real bad out, we'll just take my wife's car. You know? But yeah, the salt's just so bad, and all the other stuff they put on the roads just tears cars up.
Yep.
So.
All right, man. Well, I appreciate it.
No problem.
Thanks.
Yep.
All right, just got back to the house. I don't need the truck for a couple days, so I'm going to take it out here and park it in the barn. It's going to rain tomorrow. I'm afraid to use this thing now. It's beautiful. All right, this afternoon I'm going to be pulling the man lift out of there. I'll pull the truck in then. But yeah, it looks fantastic. That's Vermeer custom paint and collision in Zillion Opal. And the Dent guy, that's just, that's remarkable. It is. You couldn't, it's perfect. Just like new, better than new. So check out Scott's Facebook page. If you want to get your vehicle ceramic coated, I highly recommend Vermeer, or for any collision work or the PPF or anything. But I learned a lot in this video. I did. I hope you did as well. But anyway, I hope you're having a great day, and we will catch you on the next one.